Welcome, everybody, to Lee's podcast. I'm your host, Lee Yang. I have another guest this week with me. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is C.
Now, we know each other.
Yes.
And so everybody that has come in so far, I have a history with them or known them from the past. Obviously, do you want to talk about how we know each other?
Yeah.
I can, but I would prefer if my guests do, because it's so much more interesting what they remember of me.
I'm kind of nervous about telling how long I've known you, because I actually met you before you and my cousin Mater
got married
or met each other.
Yes.
So I was previously married, and my ex-husband went to church with somebody from your past.
Yes.
And that was how I met you.
So, but that's how we known each other. You know, I like to tell Mater that I know a lot of you guys before I met her. Like, I knew Masa before I met her.
Yeah.
And Masa is her first cousin.
Yes.
And so, but I'll always joke around with her that if I would have gotten to know Masa better and hung out with him more, guess who I would have met?
You would have skipped through all of that and went straight to her. I know,
right? So anyway, it is what it is. And, you know, we grew up together in the church. I did church things with you guys at that time when we were youth. I sang a lot.
Yes.
I did a lot of...
I remember that.
Yes. Did you sing?
No, I didn't. But I did lead the young adults group.
Oh, you did?
Church. Yeah.
Wait. Because when I met you, you were already married, right? Or were you still, because you had to be married to be into your ex's family to go to church with them.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I got married really young. I was turning 16 when I got married.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and so I built a lot of great relationships with everybody at that church, and I just felt like there was a need to kind of accommodate, not the youth technically, but like a little bit older.
I would agree.
Yeah, and so I pushed for the pastor to kind of approve a group for young adults instead of the youth.
Okay, now let's talk about that, because that interests me.
Okay.
Because I didn't know that you did that. As I kind of moved away from hanging out with you guys at the church, I kind of did my own thing at my church, and young adults was something that we had to address also, which you did early on,
yes.
right? And I'm surprised it was difficult for you to even address that with the church members or with the pastor. Was that something that they didn't want to do? Or that, oh, there's the youth already and just lump everybody together, or what?
I think maybe because it was something very new and they've never done that before. And I don't know of other churches that have had youth members, because, you know, I come from Hmong churches only. And so the Hmong churches that I was exposed to, I don't think they ever really had a group to cater more towards the young adults. It was more of just like you're in the youth, or you're with the niche, the wives and the husbands, you know. So there wasn't really a category for us to fall in. And when you get to that age where you don't fall in with the youth, and then you don't fall in with the older, you know, the OGs, or what we call them, then you just don't feel like you belong. And I wanted to create a space so that everybody can feel belong.
Okay. And that's, you know what, that when I was growing up, we were hanging out with our youth group. I didn't even think about young adults. I just thought about everybody just goes to youth, or they just have youth together, no matter the age. It could be, you know, 14 all the way to 30, they're youth, you know. Obviously, there weren't that many single youth or young adults at that time, but we were starting to get older, too, some of us, you know, so.
Yeah, and the majority of the people that were in the young adults group were either married or older than, what we consider as the youth. Oh, and so, you know,
single and adults.
Yeah, I mean, we had different goals than and different priorities than people that fell into the youth group. So I just thought that it would be a great opportunity to create a group like that.
How many young adults did you have then at that time?
I think
was it enough to even have like a group?
Some Sundays, no. But yeah, most Sundays we had probably 10 to 15
young adults.
Yeah,
that's pretty good though. You know, and you're right. I wish I would have thought about that when I was kind of youth president and said, hey, you know, we need something for the young adults, because there's a wide range of age and youth with a wide range of faith or their understanding of the Bible and a wide range of issues that they deal with. Right? High schoolers have their own issues, middle schoolers, and then you have your young adults.
Right.
Eventually we call them working adults because
that's true.
Working adults or single adults, you know. So, well, I'm glad we have that little history that we kind of got out.
Yes.
Because, and I kind of drop these little nuggets along the way with each podcast is that, I do have a history with everybody that I've met. But there will be other people that I don't know, so I might not have these conversations. So I'm going to enjoy these. All right. So what are you up to nowadays? See?
So I am doing a ton of things.
Should me get my pen and write this down or something? Okay.
I don't know. Do you want you probably, looking for the boring stuff and the fun stuff?
Well, I mean, I know you do a bunch of stuff. Now, from my understanding, you're a workaholic, and I wish I could do that.
I am. I mean, I don't know if that's what you consider a workaholic. I think I would consider myself ambitious more than a workaholic.
Okay.
So I do have a regular 9 to 5. And that is my background is in accounting and finance. So I've had a ton of experience in the accounting field. That's what I majored in. So I currently work in accounts receivable for a software company.
Okay.
And then aside from that, I have a ton of other businesses. So one of the businesses that I'm very passionate and hoping to get more into, and I've been doing that for going on 8 years now, and that's my online business.
Okay.
So the online business is kind of like an umbrella, and we have multiple divisions. So that's what I really love, because the one thing that you'll learn about me is I hate being capped.
Oh, what do you mean by being capped? Like you can't move up?
No, like whatever you choose to do, you feel restricted.
Okay.
And you're kind of just stuck with whatever has been given to you, and I just didn't want that. And so I really love this online business because we have multiple divisions. So if I want to work with makeup artists, I can. If I want to work with health professionals, I can. People who are into weight management, so maybe weight loss trainers or weight managers. If I wanted to work with estheticians, if I wanted to work with people who are in finance, and they're looking to provide financial planning, I can do all of that.
Wow, yeah.
So I really love that. I guess you can say I get bored easily. Maybe that's why.
So let's backtrack a little bit. The name of this company, if you want to share.
Yeah, so I do have my own domain, but I have 7 websites to cater towards every industry.
Okay.
So yeah, if anybody's interested, I would say reach out to you, and then I could give them my direct site, just because I don't want to give a general site and then things get messy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all. I was going to say, if you want, I can list all of them in the description below, but would you prefer them contacting me and I can direct them to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're listening, if you're interested about what we're about to talk about, contact me, write me, and then I can shoot you whatever information that you need, and EC will follow up with you. So, but specifically, which division are you doing right now?
So right now, some of the more popular divisions that I'm focused on is skincare. So I'm considered a skincare consultant. And then the other division is more of health and nutrition.
So you're in both divisions?
Yes, yes. So that's the majority of the products that I sell is in skincare and health and nutrition.
Okay. Women obviously would use these skincare products, right? And what would be some of those products that they would use? Because I'm assuming there's a ton of stuff that, if they say, see, I have these issue, X, Y, and Z issue, and I'm assuming you might have a product for them. What would be the most common one that women would use then?
So because I am a little bit more mature, my audience is around the same age. So most of the time we're looking for products that are going to help us age gracefully.
Yes. Because
we can't reverse things. I mean, aging is an inevitable, you know? So the idea of taking good care of your skin is so that you can age gracefully.
I see. And what would be some of those products? I'm assuming for me or for someone who is novice like me, lotion, right? I mean, I'm assuming it's more than that, right? You're laughing because
it is more. It is more than that. So with the division that I work with, we have over 7 different skincare lines, and they all work interchangeably. So when I sit down with somebody, I'm going through a consultation with them to make sure that I am going to cater and customize the skincare set the skincare regimen for that particular person. So everybody's skin is different. So the majority of the times when I'm sitting down with somebody that has mature skin like me, our number one concern isn't acne anymore. It's more of wrinkles and fine lines and the crow's feet, which I don't know if you
No.
So, you know, when you smile, it's the little wrinkles on
at the side of your eyes.
Yes.
What do you call those?
Crow's feet.
Crow's feet.
Yeah. Look at it in the mirror. You'll see.
Yes, I know. I see it all the time. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. And then, of course, the puffiness under the eye. And now I just want you guys to, disclaimer, I'm not an esthetician, but I do go through a lot of trainings with estheticians. And so they educate and train us on all of this.
Okay. And if you have any questions, you go back to the esthetician about,
right?
Because you can consult with them.
Right. And we even have doctors that train us too, so that we understand the mechanics of each of the products and the ingredients in there, and we understand what it's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So, so the number one thing that they ask for is obviously regarding wrinkles and fine lines. And so some of the recommendations or suggestions is always going to be like retinols, serums.
What are those? Are those products names?
Yeah. Well, they're not product names, but they're product content.
Okay.
So these are ingredients inside. It's considered a treatment. So there's like steps. So you have like wash, toner, and then you have moisturizers, you have serums, you have treatments, you have SPF. So the number one thing that is important that I think a lot of people forget is SPF.
What is that?
Sunscreen.
Oh, yes. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure if we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Just basic sunscreens too.
Yeah. Well, you can't use a body sunscreen on your face.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You shouldn't. Okay. All different. I mean, if you look at
I'm learning so much here. Yeah.
You look at from your head all the way down to your toe. We have different skin textures, and all of our entire body does different things.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. And we're exposed. The skin is exposed in different ways depending on where it is. So you want to make sure that you're not using the same products on your face that you're using on your body.
This is coming from an ignorant man who knows nothing about skincare.
It's just like you wouldn't use body wash as a shampoo, and you wouldn't use shampoo as body wash.
That's true.
And I know some men, they're like, if I could get an all-in-one, I would rather do that.
That's funny, because I was about to say that too. Like, can I just get everything in one and just put it on my face?
Yeah, sadly, it doesn't work like that for skin. So.
Oh, that's funny because... Quick funny story about my dad, right? My dad gets services, and they did an assessment on my dad, and they asked my dad, "What do you use to wash your body?" Well, you know what? He uses like those antibacterial soap.
Okay, yeah,
right? Like a bar soap. And then the nurse asked him, "What do you use for your hair?" Guess what he said?
He said the bar soap.
The bar soap.
That's hilarious.
And I was laughing like, "Dad, oh my goodness, Dad, I have to go buy you some shampoo or something." But but that's a guy thing, I guess. We know better, but it's just maybe because my dad's old and he just doesn't care.
Yes.
With that being said, are there stuff for men?
Yes, there are tons of things for men.
That's why I want you here, because I'm like, not that I need stuff, but I want to make sure.
Yeah.
So what are there for men?
Okay, so men's skin tend to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Rougher, and maybe because they don't care as much for skincare as women. So when they do start a skincare regimen, they're going to need some products that are going to be a little bit stronger. And so with the division that I'm in, we recently just launched a skincare line just for men. Of course, women can use it too, but the design of the products are more appealing to men.
What do you mean by appealing? You're smiling there.
Because, okay, so before we had mostly products, and I think the men were thinking like, oh, maybe this is geared more towards women, because some of the products, the containers were designed with like pink and gold.
Oh, yes, feminine looking.
Yeah, and so we did launch a product line just for men, and it's very clean, very modern.
Does it look very masculine?
Very masculine. I don't know what the definition of masculine and feminine should be. Because
simple, bold color, I guess, or something.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because I'm going through a stage with my 5-year-old where I'm telling him, like, it's okay if you're a boy and you want to play with the kitchen. It's okay if you want to play with dolls. And so this whole color thing, like, no, if you like pink, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it harder for men to use these products?
No, so that was another reason. So these products are just your basic wash toner. I don't even think so. The toner is different from the women's toner. So the toner for the women it comes in a bottle and you spray it on your face. Well, you should spray it on your face and then wipe it off with a cotton pad. But for the men, because they want things to be very simple and fast, because men tend to like that, right? So instead of a toner in a bottle, it comes in pads.
Oh, so you just kind of just wipe everything's together already.
Yeah, so you just take out the pads and then you just wipe your face, and so you get the toning done, and you just throw out the pad.
The pad? All right.
Yep.
Do you have, so are there... Okay, let me rephrase that. Are men resistive to using products like that? Do you find like, oh, no, that's just for women? Because I'm assuming that if they're coming out with products for men, there has to be a market for it, because they're not just going to come out with a product and not sell it to men, or having their consumer or doing any kind of research. They're going to use these, and so we'll get them out.
Yeah. So the online business that I am with, they have a large staff of marketers, and they're out there doing their their stats and making sure that it is a marketable product and a product that's in demand. And so they realized that there were already a ton of men that were using the products, the skincare sets that we already have, but their only complaint was that
it's very feminine looking.
Yeah, it's very feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they wanted products that didn't smell. The majority of our products don't have a scent to it, but they didn't like some of the products that carried like a little floral scent to it. I guess they wanted like a more masculine smell. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because our audience, our listeners don't know, but I grow a beard, right? And I shave. Are there anything like after men? Obviously, you need some aftershave products. Are there stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because after a guy shaves, it gets dry, and there's products for that. My face does get dry, and the only thing I use is that I just use alcohol, because when you shave, you're taking a layer of the skin off.
Yeah.
So I just use alcohol, and then I'm done.
Don't use alcohol.
Okay. You should have told me this years ago.
So because when you use alcohol, it's going to strip some layers of your skin, and sometimes it can even irritate your skin. So try to avoid that. So we do have an amazing product called our beard Elixir.
Okay.
It sounds like a really cool name. And it's meant to put on, your face after you shave, or even as like a usual skincare routine. And it will condition your beard and your skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it to condition the hair or just the skin, or both?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you're looking to grow a beard and you've just been kind of stuck, this is going to help. But if you're shaving and you're looking for that moisture because you said that your skin often gets dry after you shave.
Correct.
So this is going to condition your skin as well.
Okay. Can I use that product by itself, or do I have to use it in conjunction with other ones too?
You can use any products by itself. Of course, it's not suggested to use it by itself, because if you want optimal results, you still need to wash your face, tone your face, stuff. Moisturize. Yeah.
I tell the kids, my boys, this because they're at that age that they're starting to break out with pimples, right? And obviously, when we were growing up, there's stuff that you can buy at Walmart or Walgreens to wash your face with. And so I tell these boys, like, you have to take care of your skin.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, because I didn't, right? Look how I look now.
Oh.
And so I tell the boys, you gotta look better than me, okay? Because I need grandkids, and I'm starting you guys young. But it is important, because I know you're talking about mature adults, right,
yes,
around our age. But kids, they need that too, don't they?
Yes.
So it's not the product that you have isn't just for adults. It's for teenagers also, because that's, for me, that's more preventative.
Right.
Right. Because for us, it's just more of maintaining. Right. So are there stuff for kids? Because Neil's breaking out. I'm like, Neil, I don't care what you do. I don't know what there is out there, but just wash your face.
Yeah. So we have one line that's for specifically geared towards anti-aging. So they're more for senior people. I would say not even senior, because I don't want to put myself in that category, but basically 40 years plus, because we have different, skin concerns and skin issues. And then we have a skincare line that's meant for skin that's dry. And then so that's going to provide more moisture for the skin. And then we also have a skincare line that's for acne prone skin, and then a skincare line that is for very sensitive skin. And so the one that is for sensitive skin, this is natural products in there. So the wash, you're not going to find like suds in there. And then the toner is made with aloe and lemongrass.
Okay.
So
you're right. It's more natural stuff.
Yeah. So the lemongrass is, it's antifungal, it's antiviral, and so that's gonna go and soothe the skin. So that's the more of the line that I would suggest for teenagers that have acne skin. I think most people think that I have acne skin, so I'm gonna go for the acne prone products, but it doesn't work like that, especially for young people. So with acne prone products, it's a little bit too strong for kids or for teenagers, so when they feel like, oh, I should buy acne prone products, they'll find that it actually makes them break out even more.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just a little bit too strong for them. So if they want to slowly transition into that, then they definitely need to start with something that's more natural and more geared towards healing, because acne is more of inflammation and viral. So they need to get rid of that, so that the skincare set that is more natural is geared towards that. And then if they want to transition into the acne prone products, then they can transition into that.
Okay. So going back to what we said earlier, if parents out there that are listening, they're like, hey, let's try that out. Okay. So they can contact me, and I'll let you know.
Yep.
Because I know Neil, I might want to try it. We can talk afterwards, but I want Neil to try some, because he's grown. I tell him all the time, like, Neil, you got to do something. But like, I don't want you to be like me. So somehow Tristan has Mater's skin. He doesn't have any acne, and Neil has mine. And he's like, so anyway. But I'm glad to know, because that's something, to be honest, skincare is something that we don't think about, especially even having simple like sunblock.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's as simple as sunblock will help, especially we're in the sun all the time, because I would assume the rays from the sun damage our skin also.
Yeah. I mean, and even with us being in Wisconsin, where we like never see the sun, I feel like we see the sun like maybe 3 months out of the year, right? So for people who think like, oh, we're in a state where we hardly see the sun, and do we need SPF? I still say yes, because you think that, You think that you get the rays from being exposed to the sun, but you actually still get, you want to avoid UVA and UVB rays, and that can be exposed to your skin regardless if you're exposed directly to the sun or not.
Okay.
So and when you're exposed to UVAs and UVBs, it actually causes you to wrinkle a lot faster.
Oh, it does.
Yes, and then you get sunspots or age spots, if that's what you want to call it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's the the discoloration
Yes.
or the hyperpigmentation. So sunscreen is very, very important.
It's a routine, though.
Yeah,
It is a routine. Here's the thing. It's hard enough to brush my teeth at night.
Yes. That was the other thing, the next thing that I was going to say, because I was going to say that no matter how great of a product it is, if you're not consistent, it's not going to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the routine part. I mean, obviously, for example, anybody has the money to buy whatever they want.
Right.
It's just, are you going to use it consistently? That's the
Right.
thing, And if you don't use it consistently, you're not going to see the results that you want. So
Right.
you have to use it consistently. So just like lotion, just like putting lotion on your hand, right? Simple, just simple as that keeps your hand moist. If you don't use it, it's going to get chapped. See, my thumb. The thing about my thumb is that it cracks at the end. It gets really bad. See, it starts bleeding. I'm like, what?
You need to go get a manicure.
I do. I need a
Yes.
pedicure too.
Yes.
I'm a
I can
guy.
refer somebody for
Oh
that.
And for my feet, someone's gonna really want to touch my feet.
Yeah, why not?
I've been meaning to go, but hey, whoever's listening, guys, don't hate on me, okay? My toe is nasty. But
You can go see my sister.
I think that's where Mater and Mequon, they went.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll try it out because here's the thing. Especially my feet, right? Toes.
Yeah.
We don't think about it. We think it's like, it's whatever it is. But after a while, if you don't take care of it, it becomes a medical issue.
Yes.
See, for me, it hasn't gotten to that point yet, because there's some things that with my toes, and people are going to be disgusted by it. But that's just part of being a person with whatever bodily toe issues that you have.
Right.
So I'm going to call your sister. You better let her know.
Yes. I'm pretty sure my sister probably has seen worse.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm good. I'm glad to know.
Reach out to her.
Would she be okay if I list her information on there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
totally.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so whoever's listening, if you got some guys, if you got some toe issue, all right?
Yes.
You got to go see C's sister, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to try it out first, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm very ticklish, though. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
as for Mayle Lee, she's out at A Nails in, I believe it's in Germantown.
In Germantown?
I believe that's,
She's not... I was told that she has,
maybe it's Mequon.
she has... her hours are kind of scattered, right? She's not your 9 to 5 thing. You have to know when she's there.
Yeah, so right now I believe she's there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
She just had a baby, so she's slowly trying to transition.
Okay. All right, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to be the experiment for the guys.
You know what? You're going to be surprised because when you get there, you're going to see a ton of men getting...
Seriously?
Yeah.
Addie came back, and I was like, okay, Addie didn't want to go. Seriously, Addie's like, I don't want to go. She's never been there before, right?
I bet you she loved it.
She was so resistive to it. When she came back, Daddy, feel my legs. It's so soft now. I'm like, see? And you were all complaining about before going. But here's the thing. How often, and I can ask your sister,
Yeah.
how often would I need to go? Like, obviously, everything.
I don't know. By what you've described, maybe you should go twice a month. I don't know.
You're right. So I guess it depends on the severity of my feet or my
Right.
hands or whatever it is. Okay.
Right.
All right. Fair enough. What I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to schedule some. I'm going to go try it out. I'm going to report back to everybody how my toes are doing.
Yes.
Cool. So anyway, skincare products, that's the big one. What are the other things that you're kind of, doing nowadays?
Okay. So then a few years ago, because I was getting into the skincare and I was getting into somewhat of the makeup too, because I feel like makeup and skincare goes hand in hand. And of course, health and nutrition goes hand in hand too.
Correct.
Because, if you want things to look good on the outside, you have to work on the inside, right? So when I was getting into makeup, I realized that I really love drawing eyebrows onto people. And so I decided to go get my license to do microblading. So I've been
Explain to us what microblading is, especially guys. Girls gonna know, but guys.
Yeah. So it's like semi-permanent tattoo. And there's multiple ways there's multiple types of microblading. I think everything's just categorized into microblading until you really get into that field, and then you realize that microblading, that term is completely different from what you think. So you can get different types. If you want more hair-like strokes, then that's going to be microblading.
So, you mentioned tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Is it actually like a tattoo? Like, do you actually tattoo?
Yes.
Like,
so it is with the needle.
Okay.
Yep. And it's basically with needle and ink. So that's why it's like a tattoo.
So do you leave? I know I've seen some women with no hair and it's all tattoo, right?
Yes.
That's not the same, is it?
That is the same thing. Is
it because they chose to not have any hair?
No, there's some people that just are not very blessed in that area.
Yeah.
And so depending on what they want, so they can have like an ombre or powder brows, which looks like as if you put powder makeup on over your brows, like you drew it in. And then if you want microblading, then that's going to look more like hair strokes. And then you could get a combo where it looks like powder and have hair strokes too.
Now, would the hair grow back? Or is that something that you kind of adjust, or you kind of put as much as you can depending on the person, how much eyebrow they have?
So when you get that procedure done, it doesn't take away your hair.
Okay. You know, I've heard of people removing the eyebrow completely. That's not the same, right? Because I've seen women where they actually remove it completely, and all they have is just the tattoo of it, and that's it.
Yeah, so I haven't run into anybody like that, but you will run into some people who are a little bit extreme, where they're like, I don't like the shape of my. You can't control how your hair grows, your eyebrow hair grows.
You have whatever God gives you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So some people, they might not like the shape, and they don't want to maintain it, and so if they decide to get it tatted on, then they rather just shave off their brow hair.
Do they get it permanently removed?
I don't know.
Because I'm interested. Well,
some people,
I'm curious.
Yeah, some people could just get it lasered.
Yeah,
get it lasered, and then that's permanent.
And then they'll have that tattoo on, and that's all they have. They don't have to worry about it at all.
Right. And then, of course, you have some clients that have had chemo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so they lose their hair, and then so there is a waiting period before they can actually get their brows done. Because
of the chemo.
Right.
Yeah.
And it affects their blood, it affects their the skin and how it's going to heal. So there's like a time frame that we have to make sure that we wait before we can do the procedure.
Yeah.
And then obviously after somebody does chemo and they lose all their hair, eventually their hair does grow back. But if they decide to have the tattoo done, then the hair will just grow
over it.
Right.
Okay. That's so interesting. Obviously, guys aren't going to do it, but they're...
Hey, there are guys.
Seriously?
Yes, there are guys that have gotten their eyebrows done.
Well, especially guys with bushy eyebrow. I see.
Right.
They kind of want to, I don't know.
And some guys, they get bald.
Oh, yeah.
And so they start losing hair on their eyebrows, too. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's, I hope I don't ever get there.
But I can tell you that the majority of the guys that would choose to get their eyebrows done tend to go more for the microblading because they want more of like a hair stroke look.
Okay.
To make it look more natural.
Are these, silly question, are these masculine men? Or are these more feminine men?
Yes.
More masculine men, right?
Yeah.
All right, so guys...
Same type of guys you will find getting a manicure and pedicure at the salon.
All right, there's no shame in it, right?
No.
We got to take care of ourselves.
No.
Well, that's good to know. You know what? I'm going to have to try... I'm not going to try the eyebrow stuff, okay? That's not me. But I'll try the pedicure. And I'll try that out, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Is there a place you go to, or is there a place people can go to have you do it, or is there how does that work?
So currently, I am not in a salon, and I'm actively not doing that or not utilizing my license as of right now.
Oh, I see.
I was inside a salon temporarily, but then, the pandemic hit, and I think it took a toll on a lot of businesses that require you to be there physically. Um, and then, of course, during the pandemic, I also decided to get certified to do lash extension.
So you do that, but the lashes you can do from home or anywhere.
No,
no?
Different states have different regulations, and for the state of Wisconsin, you can't do lashes or eyebrows inside a home. You have to have like a separate building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you have to actually be in like a business.
Are you planning to go back and maybe have a shop or go into a salon and do that maybe in the near future? Or
so when I first started, I was doing it for a while, and I realized like I don't like doing lashes. I do love doing eyebrows. I think seeing people's reaction after you do them, it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a face that they wake up and they see every single day, and they have not been feeling confident about. And then after you do their eyebrows, whatever the case may be, after you do their eyebrows and they see it, some of them have cried, and it's really rewarding to.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And eventually my goal was that I wanted to get licensed to do aoralist,
No, I don't know.
The nipple.
Okay.
So, and I wanted to be able to offer that for cancer survivors.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But you decided not to do that then.
In the future,
maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the fact, here's the thing. I like the fact that you have to do something. I wish, to be honest, and for me, right? I'm okay in sitting around and do nothing. But when I hear about you, I'm like, man, I just admire the fact that you're on the move all the time, regardless of what it is. So there's the eyebrow, there's the lashes, and then what else?
A year ago I got licensed helping the Hmong community out with enrolling in Medicare supplement plans.
Wait, you have to be licensed for that?
Yes.
Seriously?
So this is very similar to you getting a license to sell life insurance or to do mortgage.
Okay. So is there a physical location, or do they call you, or how does that work?
No.
then?
So this one is remote. It's basically like you're contracting. So you do it at your own time. You set up appointments. You find your own clients. You set up time with them. You go, talk to them, meet with them, and take the application. So it's more of like around your time. So of course I still have my 9 to 5. I still run my online business. The microblading and lashes, I haven't done that for quite some time. I still have my license are still active, but the Medicare open enrollment is from October to December. So that's my busy time. But for the rest of the year, it's more of just like plugging into training so I could learn more about other insurance plans, and then how I can service my clients even more. And that's on my spare time.
So do you have a website? How do you is it word of mouth that they know about what you do? So how do you let people know?
So I did do a few posts on Facebook, and because I'm fairly new, not a lot of people know that I do this because I've done so many things. So I think it confuses some people. I've already built a clientele base from one of the businesses that I did a long time ago when I was licensed as a life insurance agent.
Okay.
And I also had my mortgage license. And so I already had a pretty big clientele base that knew that this was an area that I was in. And so when they heard that I'm helping out with Medicare, then everybody's been referring me. And of course I was at the Milwaukee Hmong New Year. United Healthcare has sponsored a booth for me to go and try to reach.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then, I have a few connections here and there. So I'll pop up in some of the Hmong organizations here and to just let them know that this is what I can help you with. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for.
Okay. How do you find time to do all that? I just, I'm listening to you. I'm getting tired already. See? Man, you have so much energy in you.
It's not that I have a lot of energy, okay? Like,
so what is it? Tell me, give me the secret, girl, because I need to find something I need to do.
All right. I honestly, I don't. Oh, and then the last thing that I do is I did get licensed. I did get appointed as a notary public.
Oh, so nice.
If you know anybody who's, and then they don't want to schedule an appointment with the bank, come see me.
Okay. I definitely, because I know of a few people that have approached us and have asked, do we know so-and-so? And we typically say, well, we don't, but you can always go to the bank, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about the bank is that you have to schedule it.
Right.
Because of COVID. I'm not sure if they've loosened their restrictions, but you have to schedule to even go into a bank. I'm not sure if that's the same now, but that's nice to know that you have that.
Yes.
So I guess whoever's listening, if you need someone to notarize your paper, seize the person to call, I guess.
Yeah. So the difference between coming to me and going to the bank is, obviously, if you come to me, I will have to charge a fee.
Okay.
Because, the bank didn't pay, I don't have a company that paid me to go get my license and to pay for, ink and my stamp or anything like that. So I'm not working for a company. I'm working for myself. So if somebody comes to see me, yes, you're going to get the convenience because I can either come out to meet you or we meet in a certain place or you come over. So it is the convenience, but I have to charge a fee just because everything is on my own.
Correct.
Yeah. And of course, if you go to the bank, it's free, but
you have to wait.
Right.
Yeah. And I think whoever needs it like ASAP, and don't want to wait, I think you're the best option for them because you can just say, hey, are you free tonight?
Yeah.
Or maybe not tonight or whenever you're free, can we just come in? And then you're like, hey, I'm free. Because it doesn't take that long, does it?
No, it doesn't. I just verify that it's you that's signing.
That's correct, yes.
So make sure you bring your ID. And then once I make sure that you are fully aware and knowledgeable of what you're signing, then I just go ahead and sign and notarize it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, now I know. So Mater and I, if we need something, we'll come to you.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if she knew.
I don't think so because it wasn't something that I posted about or talked a lot about. It was just more of like I told my family, and then of course they started telling their friends and families.
But that's something good to know, though, as for us being friends and family, to say, okay, hey, we need it done right away. And if we have family that need something, oh yes, C can do it. So we can just give you a call,
Yeah.
So would you answer a call if it's like 11 o'clock at night?
I probably would.
I was just kidding.
No, seriously, I probably would.
Because, she and I, what did we do? We did our citizenship. No, our passport.
Oh, okay. Right? Yes.
And you have to get those notarized.
Yes.
All right. So I'm not sure. I think I don't remember where we went.
The only thing that sucks about that is I can't notarize my own, obviously. So when my husband and I went to go get our passport, I was like, dang, now we have to actually pay or schedule time.
But you can do your husband though. Or you can't do spouses either.
You can't do spouse and you can't do immediate family members either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like your mom and dad, your sisters. Okay. Well, they don't know. How would they know? Wow. I'm just saying.
you just don't want to jeopardize it, and you don't want to put yourself in a situation.
Correct.
Yeah.
So because it's your credibility you're losing.
Right.
Because for you to verify that I am who I am is because you have credibility. Now, if you lose that credibility, it's like, you know what, we can't use you anymore. Because for one, we can't trust you to verify that person is that person.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
And, you're notarizing, the majority of the time you're notarizing legal documents. So you definitely don't want to get into trouble with anything that's
true.
legal.
So anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of stuff that, I think, and going back to what I said earlier, and I've said a few times, is that, when I was thinking about, okay, most of us, we work a 9-to-5 job.
Yep.
And most of us, we come home and just sit around. For me, Mater and I, we have the Airbnb that we take care of, and that's, that's a lot for us. But we always thought about, hey, can we do more? And can we always do, obviously we can always do more, don't you think? Like
Right,
you
yeah.
can always find something to do as long as you're passionate about doing it or that you want to do it.
Right.
Because coming up with something to do in my head becomes very exhausting, and then I just don't want to do it. Seriously. But
Right.
because I have to, see, that's the difference between you and I. I have to get through that mental block
Right.
of saying, you know what, I want to go do it. But I can't get through that. And I'm sure most people can't, But for you, you're like, you know what, you're just going to go get it done because that's what you want to do. If you're to advise someone, right, like, okay, I want to do something, what would your advice be?
Don't hesitate. I don't know. Okay, one, I do listen to a lot of motivational videos, audios, and a lot of the audios, they talk about like the 5-second rule.
What is that?
That is, if you have an idea or if you know that you're supposed to do something, it only takes 5 seconds before you change your mind.
Oh.
And I guess it's something that's proven. So if you don't, like, let's say right now, well, because I turned 40, the importance of my health seems to be on a higher priority now, and because I'm doing so many things, I have to get up earlier. So being a mom, it's like another job. You're the last one to go to sleep.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, and you're the first one up, right? So when I was having to go into work, I was getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to, get my kids ready and drop them off and then head into work. And I didn't have to be in work until like 8:30. But then I was like, man, my health is really important. So I started getting up at 4:30, 4 o'clock, just to get like a few minutes, at least 30 minutes of workout in. And when you think about the 5-second rule, it's like when you have to get up that early, you're laying in bed and you're like, oh, it's so early, it's cold. Because obviously we live in Wisconsin, it's always cold. If you decide past that 5-second mark, chances are you're probably not going to do it. And then you end up not doing it. And at the end of the day, you feel lousy, you feel crappy. If you choose to do it within that 5 second, you really don't regret it. At the end of the day, you're like, I feel accomplished, I feel achieved, I feel good about myself, So that's what the 5-second rule is.
I'm going to have to do that because you're right. I tell myself, because I'm not sure if you know, but I do a lot of mountain biking.
Okay.
I used to, right? When COVID hit, I didn't do as much. Before, I didn't even have that 5 second. I'm doing it. I'm just going to go out and do it, right?
Yeah.
There's no second thought in my mind that I'm going to go out riding my mountain bike. And I'm not talking about just on the road. I'm talking about on trails where you're going up and down hills, on rocks and stuff. But you're right. It's difficult for me to, like, am I going to do it?
Yeah.
Am I going to do it? Oh, damn. There goes my 5 second. Forget it. I'm just going to stay home now. But this year, you're right. I'm older than you. So this year, I do want to focus on my health also. And so I'm back I told the boys that we're going to go do more mountain biking because I'm not sure if you know, but in July, we're going to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to go visit my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law in Colorado. And so I'm taking my mountain bike, and and the two boys, and we're going mountain biking up in the mountains. And so I got to work my way up there. So
yeah, and of course, for me, I feel like every single time I question where I'm at, and what pushes me is I think about how much my parents struggled to get me here, and I'm not intelligent, I'm not smart. So, and I don't have the $1 million idea or anything like that. So I just keep pushing myself. Like, I know that there's so much money to be made. And what I want ultimately is time freedom. But it's hard to have time freedom when you're broke, right? So, and I want to be able to just experience a lot more things with my family, with my parents. And I just keep asking myself, like, if I give up on something or if I don't do something, is this what my parents fought to bring me here for? I don't have a special skill or talent. And so the only thing I can do is if somebody gives me the perfect plan, then my only skill is to copy and follow it to the T, so that I just don't want to fail.
See, but the thing is, you have what most people don't have, see. You have motivation, though. Because I was talking to Mater, right? Because, you know, her uncle that used to own Hampton Food.
Yeah.
No education, right? And they're able to open up a grocery store and make a ton of money. They made a lot of money from that grocery store. And I'm surprised that, you know, because we have degrees and stuff.
Right.
And I look at it and we don't even make as much money as they do. And they have no education.
Right.
Or maybe very little, maybe a high school diploma. So we're laying in bed one time and we're chit-chatting, right? And we're like, what the heck? What's going on with us, right? We both have degrees.
Yeah.
We both work like 9 to 5. But at the same time, it doesn't look like we made as much money as they did, right? But see, they're a hard worker and they're motivated. I think that's all it takes.
Right.
You know?
And I think that as I got into the entrepreneurial mindset, I just learned that you're really not going to make it if you just stick with a job.
Not your 9 to 5.
Yeah, you're not going to make it. I mean, in maybe like back in the 40s and 50s, you know, families were able to thrive with just one income.
You're right.
But now, like, a family can't even survive with 2 incomes. And I wanted to be a part of, I just wanted to do something that's going to continue paying me if I decide I want to take vacation for a month, you know, and I knew that my job wasn't going to do that. And so I just wanted to do something that I didn't have to rely on that income.
That's good to know, because I think what you said should resonate with a lot of people, you know, especially what you talked about our parents bringing us here to the States. You know, when we were growing up, you know,
yeah,
all they say is go to school, go to school, go to school.
Yeah,
right?
and I think even for like Hmong families, I feel like that's pressed harder on us, you know. That is like, oh, they fought and struggled to get here, and they just want us to go and get a good education, go to college, get a good job, hopefully become a doctor, lawyer, and take care of them, you know. But then they don't realize that, you know, even I did personal finances for 8 years, and I sat down with people that had a wide variety of incomes. So I sat down with doctors, lawyers, and I realized like it wasn't all that glorious as my parents had taught me, because I had been to a doctor's house and I went in and I sat down and he discussed his debt with me. And, you know, we think about doctors like, oh, they're filthy rich. They got all these expensive things. But I went to this doctor's house. He had a really big house, but he had no time, because if you go inside the house, he didn't have anything in there. And he was hardly ever home. And he had a huge school loan that he was still paying back. And I just realized, like, you know, the most important thing is just your time, because that's something we can't get back.
And you're right, a doctor, lawyer, you're working all that, but you don't have time for your own family.
I mean, you could be making a ton of money, but where do you find the time to even spend it?
You know, they always say, right? You can make all that money, but when you leave this earth,
you can't take it. Right.
You can't take it with you.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. If you like what you're listening to, please like, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned to this Friday for part 2 of C's story. Thank you.